write this question down. I think he's the best coach in NBA ever, Phil Jackson. Anything on Phil Jackson? Any interesting
It's
things
just
on Phil
stories.
Jackson?
I'll tell you another story. This is a Phil Jackson, Kobe Bryant story, right? We'll
Okay.
finish off with this. Oh no, you know what? I'll tell you a better one. Okay, this is just
Okay.
straight from Jackson. Okay, so Phil Jackson, like you said, best coach known as a Zen master, right?
Yeah.
Right. And here's the one thing about him is that now I want to say he played mind games with athletes, but he made them understand what he wanted them to learn, so to speak. It's very common for an athlete where if you tell them, hey, you know, you shouldn't have done that pass kind of, do this, athlete would get very defensive, like, no, coach, he wasn't there. I made the right pass. It's his fault, or it's everybody else. It's natural for us to point the finger at somebody. So there was one game where Sasha Vujacic had a bad game. He had like 6, 7 turnovers, right? So the next game, so after every game, Phil goes to every player and gives them a fist pump, right? And he'll make a comment, good game, or he'll give him a little tip, right? So this game, he went and fist pumped Sasha. Didn't say anything to him about his bad performance or turning over the ball. Next game, Sasha does not play at all, right? He didn't play. He didn't get in the game. So after the game, he's sitting down in his locker. I happen to be right next to Sasha, and Phil comes to Sasha and says, "Hey, Sasha, good job today not turning over the ball," and goes on to the next guy, right?
Whoa.
You're right, exactly right. You know where I'm going with this. So I'm thinking like, what? And Sasha's like, what? And then like, and then Sasha's like, because, oh, okay, and then let it be. And that's kind of like what Phil does. Phil does his little mind games to try to kind of make you understand, and his teaching, and that's what it calls the Zen master type of thing. That he's not gonna go out right now. Some people can say this is called passive aggressiveness, whatever you want to do, but it worked for him. I mean, he was great.
Yeah.
Same thing with him when we would have like what's called when we had a 2 week road trip and we're gone for about 2 weeks for the Grammys. He would buy a book for all the players. Now, the interesting part about it is that he wouldn't just go to the bookstore and buy the same book for every player. He would buy a book that be individualized for this player. I want you to read this. I want you to kind of understand this. One show that's out there right now. Have you seen the show Ted Lasso?
Ted Lasso, no.
Oh, you haven't watched it on Apple? You have Apple TV?
Apple TV, yeah.
Apple TV.
Yeah.
Go watch Ted Lasso. Okay, it's a TV series. I think there's like three seasons of it. Ted Lasso, if you watch it, is a lot like Phil Jackson. So Ted Lasso, the whole premise behind this is that he's a American football coach that was hired to go coach a I guess football or soccer premier team in Europe, right? So they took an American football coach that coaches American football to coach football. He has no clue anything about soccer or football, the real football in this case. Um, and the owner hired him because he wanted the team to actually lose on purpose. But what he does, he teaches the athletes to believe in themselves in different manners, and he always has different sayings and stuff like that for them. And at the end of, and I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a good ending, put it that way. And when I'm watching this, it reminds me of a lot of Phil Jackson. So if you have a minute, or any of you reviewers, tell us. And in general, I think any athlete that's listening to this podcast should go watch Ted Lasso, because the one premise behind it, when you think of a coach nowadays, the definition of a coach, it's kind of lost. And what I'm saying is that when you think of a coach, you think of somebody that, hey, I need you to teach me the X's and O's, right? And but it's not just the X and O's. A coach should be able to teach you how to be a better person on the court and off the court, right? How to be
Yeah.
able to work as a teammate, how to have the chemistry. And I think that's what Phil did. Phil had that. He was able to get these athletes to believe in themselves, teach them lessons, be able to work as a unit, work as chemistry. And I think that's more important as a coach than, hey, teach me how to catch a ball, teach me how to pass a ball, teach me how to kick a ball. And I think Ted Lasso is about that. How he had no clue anything about soccer, didn't know what offsides meant, but he was able to get these pro athletes to work together as a team and be successful. But yeah, check it out, watch it, or any of your athletes watch it.
Okay.
So,
Wow. Wow. Okay. Cool, perfect. I mean, I can go on and on and on, but I'll stop it there
All right.
for now. And thank you for your time, and thank you for all the advice and tips that you
Yeah,
gave us for sure. All
no
right.
problem. Glad to be here.
All right. Thank you so much.